For your Caesar, Cardiff City ride with me for your Caesar. For your Caesar, Cardiff City get litty for your Caesar. She want a diff boy, swagger 1 point, yeah, diff boy. She want a diff boy, swagger 1 point, yeah, diff boy. For your Caesar, grab a little something for your Caesar. We the geezers, swagger stone cold like freezers. She want a diff boy, she want Starvz, not Fitzroy. She want a diff boy, she want Starvz, not Fitzroy. She want a big man, says she want a man.
Yes guys, I'm Si, welcome to Cardiff City World. And it's a video that a lot of you have been asking for. We're going to take a deep dive into what exactly happened with all the takeover rumours, the Otto Consortium, the Bale Consortium, Mehmet Dalman's statement, and a bit more. As always, try to be balanced, get a bit of facts in there, conjecture, like the club commentary. We like to get it all and put it all, weave it all together, should we say. But yeah, let's go. So, in a recent statement, Cardiff City chairman categorically dismissed Takeover Talk as fiction. The club's wording is carefully crafted. No official bids. May technically be true, but they also go on to say that you wouldn't believe how low some of the offers were. It's a subtle way of acknowledging that the interest is real, whilst also telling you that there's rubbish, there's nothing to it. As we discussed during the live shows, an official bid is almost the last thing which is going to happen in some ways. Not, completely, don't quote me on that, but like they're going to have agreements and things in place first. So I wanted to, first of all, unpack the kind of Otto side of things, and then we'll kind of go with that from there. So there was a talk, he first approached, they first approached members of the board around Christmas time, January time last year. Discussions had continued since then, and then in recent months, that groups really seemed to feel that progress was moving in the right direction. Yet the club maintained that all takeover talk was fantasy, and even though certain meetings did take place, is this normal protocol? Is it unusual caution? I don't know, but I know that people who were in some of these meetings will be shocked to hear that those meetings didn't happen. And that's from in the club, in the other places, and the other side of it. Like people, I've spoken to people from all different places who were in some of those meetings. It is what it is. But they maintain that it's all fantasy. Meetings did occur. As I say, I don't know if what the normal protocol is in a takeover. Like I have no idea, so I couldn't tell you. The EFL side, I think I clarified pretty soon after that rumor was swirling that there was never a fit and proper person test done and there was never a request on anything for Cardiff City related. I was also kind of told that in the Otto case, there wouldn't be a lot for them to do because they're already involved in the British football pyramid. But anyway, regardless. On the question of official bids, yeah, technically none came in. But as the club admits, offers were made. Some were laughably low. That was not from Gary Otto's side. But no official bids, yeah, 100%. It's important to note, there was no meeting with the South African consortium. I feel like I've told you this before, but we'll go through it again. Gary Otto is a US citizen, born in South Africa, now based in the UK. The South African tag was used as shorthand by me, but by other people I'm sure as well, to kind of separate the different groups who were interested or potentially interested in any sort of takeover. Certainly before his name came out, it was a way to separate them. Now, that's saying, no meetings taking place with the South African consortium. Of course, that's strictly, we know that's true. But, again, is that spin? Is it misunderstanding? Is it disingenuous? I don't know. Like, I honestly don't know. Is it purposeful? I can't think of the word. Like, what's that word? Obfuscation around the nature of the discussions, the meetings, the bids, like the terminology. It's not clear to me, because to me it's very clear that discussions have been going on. It's very clear that discussions have been going on for a while, and in my opinion, will continue to go on. And then, like, you speak to some people at the club, you speak to people outside the club, you speak to that side. Like, I don't think that that Otto Cardiff City takeover thing, I don't think it's dead. I honestly don't. But I think it's on pause. Probably done for now, or at least in terms of day-to-day interactions now. With any potential sort of update, probably we expect it to be more in the summer. There was always a concern, a big worry from their side that Vincent Tan could move the goalpost or pull the plug at any point. That was a real concern, and we've talked about this numerous times. That was a problem. He's notoriously difficult to deal with, so it was already an issue. Then you've got Tan's own advisors advising him that it was the wrong time to sell. Now, I don't know if they have their own interests in that. I have no idea, because I don't know who advised him to it was not the right moment to sell. I think most people feel that Tan's run his race at Cardiff, and it's probably time for him to move on. But you can also respect the fact that he plows in a shitload of money every week, every month to keep the club afloat and pay the bills and make sure that we're not in the state that Sheffield Wednesday and etc. are. Like, both things can be true. When you talk about the Gareth Bale side, look, everything I've heard regarding the Gareth Bale consortium bid, this was never a realistic option. The initial offer was literally laughed at. It was an absolutely non-serious, non-starter of a bid. If what has been around has been, is true, of course, but the follow-up sort of offer, I shouldn't say bid because we've had no official bids. The follow-up offer was marginally better. Still nowhere near the valuation, but at least it wasn't insulting, or not even insulting, comical would be my description. But all the while, it has been a balancing act while I'm trying to find out what's true, what's not, in the feeding frenzy of social media. I stand by the things that I was being told. We'd been told that for a long time. Myself and Tony Rivers, we'd been speaking to people for months before it was public knowledge, because it was really fascinating, because they were so confident. Now, I don't know where it broke down. In the Gareth Bale thing side, I believe Gareth has been badly advised. I really believe that. I believed he received bad advice going so public with it, especially after an offer that was that. But it's interesting, right? Because I also feel that maybe the Otto side miscalculation might have been encouraging the public debate, and maybe encouraging the rumours and allowing, or not allowing, but sort of giving people like myself and Tony, who knew about it, the go ahead to talk about what we had heard publicly, because excitement's contagious, especially in football. Social media ratchets that up, and just like I think Gareth Bale going public did him no favours whatsoever. Even if that bid was going to eventually become something, going public the way he did was not going to do him any favours in the eyes of negotiating with, or in the thing of the realm of communicating and negotiating with Vincent Tan, or at least that group. And then on the other side, I feel almost the same with this Otto group and and Cardiff, like they've spoken for months, kept it on the down low. Both parties kept it quiet. Is it a mistake? I mean, I don't know. Maybe they got carried away. Maybe they thought they were further along than what they were. I no idea. Like at the end of the day, I talk about Cardiff City, and sometimes I talk about things that I hear. I don't know what to tell you. If Vincent Tan ever decides to sell, and now might be the right moment. On the flip side, wait until the summer may offer him a better position. If he's holding fire, well, let's put it this way, right? If Cardiff get promoted this year, then of course it would make sense for him to sell next summer. Of course, I get that. But if he's holding fire with the hope that he can sell next year for a bigger price, they have got to get the transfer window right, and they've got to back the manager. They have to back the manager, because as it stands, the squad we have now, I think, is going to be super up and down, very up and down. Youngsters are going to be inconsistent. The senior players, in my opinion, are not good enough, and I think there's going to be a lot of up and down issues. So if they want to, or if he wants to sell in next summer, or if he wants to sell in the future once we're back in the Championship, which seems to be the indication or the implied from the board, then maybe they should back the manager, because otherwise they won't be in the Championship. They'll still be in League One, and it'll be a much harder sell to anyone. Players, takeover bids, whatever. As always, we cover Cardiff City 7 days a week. From the performances, the transfers, to the ownership, the finances, takeover stories, whatever it may be. I try to be as balanced and fair as possible. And it is difficult, right? Because as balanced and as fair that I would try to be, I'm emotionally invested. I'm passionate, and I care about Cardiff City. And I want Cardiff City to do well on the pitch. I want Cardiff City to thrive off the pitch. Otherwise, I wouldn't dedicate my life to talking about it. But I don't know. This is not, in my opinion, this is not dead. Simply because I still can't work out why that consortium met the council, why they have been speaking for months. It's a very weird thing. And I stand by that there is solid interest from them, and I stand by that. We'll see how it plays out in the future. I'm not saying that they'll definitely get it, they'll take over or anything like that. It is what it is. It is what it is. But hopefully we can focus on the football now. I'm like, the transfer window has been a frustrating one, because I see a lot of promise in this Cardiff City side, but they're not ready now. They need additions, they need strengthening, they need players. And I think we've got the right manager, but we've got to back him. Got to back him. But there we go. I'll be at the show. I'll be at the game tonight. I'll be doing a show after the game, depending on how quickly I can get back. I'll be depending on what time it is. But as always, thank you for sticking with Cardiff City World. It's a bit of a complex subject, which I'm not primed to talk about in terms of the ins and outs of it, in terms of like the way and the process and what's supposed to happen when and how it works. I don't know that, but I can tell you what I've heard from both sides, and I think it's never boring, is it, covering Cardiff City? And look, it's going to be complex. I think this takeover stuff, it's going to be interesting. We're going to have to work through a lot of bullshit on social media, and we're going to try and work it out from there. And it's not just social media, by the way. You know, I would like to see. I'd like to see the likes of the BBC and Wales Online and other places. I'd like to see them be a bit more pushing on the club at these sort of things. There was a few questions I would have liked to have seen asked during that sort of meeting and stuff, because some of the stuff that was put out doesn't make sense to me, and they kind of contradicted themselves within the statement and stuff like that. But it is what it is. That's football for you. Until next time, stay passionate. Keep following the city. Back the manager. Keep the faith. Thank you for sticking with us, and we'll be back tonight, tomorrow, and every other day talking all things Cardiff City. Nice one.
Rascal Beats.
For your Caesar. Cardiff City, ride with me for your Caesar.